digital school in Debar. So our joint conference for cooperation from idea to reality in order for Debar to become a town with many startups. We have called 4 guests today, of which 2 are online and others are here with us. And in the name of the organizational board, I would like to thank the Global Entrepreneurship Week as well as Startup Macedonia for the chance they gave us to organize this event today. Also, I would like to thank for the financial support to organize this project. Also, I would like to thank the employees from the EU for Economic Growth, as well as to all of you present here with us today, and of course, all of you who are following us online. If we have Simona online, we would like to hear a short presentation where she will introduce us to the culture and the vision of Global Entrepreneurship Macedonia. Thank you.
Dear partners of the Global Entrepreneurship Week North Macedonia and Global Entrepreneurship Week host Startup Macedonia, dear guests, my name is Simona Chimesta, National Coordinator of the Global Entrepreneurship Week North Macedonia Initiative, founded by the Global Entrepreneurship Network. It is my great pleasure to give you this opening speech and announce the kickoff of your event as our partner organization, as well as to invite you and your audience to follow the content we prepared for you in our entrepreneurial agenda this year. The Global Entrepreneurship Network is the world's largest entrepreneurship network, operating programs in 180 countries worldwide that aim to make founding and leading business easy for everyone and everywhere. One of the most famous initiatives of the Global Entrepreneurship Network is the Global Entrepreneurship Week, that is celebrated each November in 180 countries through 40,000 activities organized by 20,000 partners that reach about 10 million people. This year, the GEW is being organized between 8th and 14th of November. Macedonia has been hosting this initiative since year 2018. We started with only one event, that rose to 14 in 2019 and to incredible 45 events in year 2020. This year, we have events organized by the academia, civic society, and the private sector of approximately 40 partners. In my humble opinion, such initiatives are uniting the ecosystem towards creation of new partnerships, finding new areas of cooperation, and promoting projects and activities led by partners that altogether harmonize the cooperation between relevant ecosystem stakeholders. These initiatives also position Macedonia in the global ecosystem map of fast-growing and developed ecosystems, pointing out the potential and opportunities for getting access to new markets. Let me also thank you for your profound interest to participate in this initiative once more, and for your continuous efforts in supporting the growth and development of the Macedonian ecosystem. I sincerely hope that this year's offer will be of interest to you. With this, I announce the official opening of your event and the Global Entrepreneurship Week for Macedonia 2021. Thank you for your attention.
Благодарам за вашето внимание. Благодарам. Thank you, Simona, for the opening. The idea of this event is to present the idea for open joint space for cooperation in the municipality of Debar. We would like to support the institutions, both the private and the public one, to support this initiative to create such space for cooperation, a tech hub which will be joint house in Debar for all startups in the IT area, as well for those who operate online. Because Debar is a developing area, and this space will assist in the further development of Debar. This organization will benefit both startups in the IT sector as well as persons with different professional profiles. One of the objectives of TechHub is to join all companies or people who work in IT. Allow me to represent today's panelist, Mr. Fisnik Mela, a project coordinator on TechHub in Debar. Mr. Fis, which is graduate from the IT College and Software Master in Communication from the University in Sheffield. He has 13 years of work experience with different software companies in Macedonia and abroad. His experience is focused in startups in different phases in their development. A few of them are Pinola Slice, My Universe, etc. He also has experience with mixed softwares such as he is also a founder of the Startup Conference and a project coordinator of the TechHub21 in Debar. Mr. Sela is also a general manager of Slice in Debar. He has graduated in diploma studies as well as on IT at Stuhl University. He has worked in the IT sector in the municipality of Debar, and on the very beginning, he was the general manager of Slice. Mr. Božidar Djorovski, he's a founder of Cowork in Ohrid. Mr. Djorovski has graduated at the University of St. Cyril and Methodius in finance and management. He has a master in the business administration. In the first year of his career, he has worked in the Slopanska Banka as a project coordinator of the Win-Win Institute, as well as operational director of WebSky Solutions. He's also worked as a operational director of iSource, and now he's a founder of Cowork Ohrid. Mr. Alit Musliu from Cowork Gostivar. Mr. Musliu has graduated from the master's studies in social media and technologies at the University of Linnéus in Sweden, as well as the bachelor studies at the Stuhl University in Tetovo. He's an expert in managing projects and an author of draft projects. He has a great experience in social projects, in piloting, as well as a platform for strengthening the youths in Gostivar. He is selected as the best student at his university. Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to have you on our panel, and thank you for accepting the participantship. Now I'd like to represent the agenda of today. In the first section, we will have Mr. Fisnik Mela, who will talk about his project activities, about TechHub activities, and the vision for the future. The second part is devoted to the panel discussion. The panelists will share their experiences. And the third part is devoted to questions and answers for the panelists coming from you as audience. And at the end, we will try to draw conclusions from this meeting. Thank you, Mr. Fisnik. You may take the floor. Thank you very much for your presence, regardless of whether you're following us online or live here in the hall. This project was supported by, I will do my presentation in English, but before beginning, do you have a need for translation? We have translation equipment. If you need it, you may use it.
Un minut.
Just a second before we start with the presentation of Mr. Fisnik.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fisnik Mela, and I'm project coordinator of TechHub Debar. I will start with a small presentation and describing some of the details that TechHub is dealing with, and also describe some of the plans that we are doing for the future. Okay, first of all, who we are. We are a non-profit organization that aims to create modern and useful co-work space for the Debar and for the region. Our plan is to create a big office in Debar, but it will include other villages or cities like Mavrovo, Rostuše, Centar Župa, and probably Peškopeja, the city that is in the border with Macedonia from the Albanian side. So this is the primary region, but also we are not limited to other cities like Kičevo, Ohrid, Struga, and Gostivar. I will describe some with some words. Some of you might know, and the other one, it is not familiarized. What is co-working space? Co-working space are essentially shared workspaces like you can see in the picture. So where everyone, mostly people that work from home or people that are traveling, can come and be part or work from that big office for a single day, for a week, or become a permanent residence of the co-working space. What co-working space offer? They offer affordable office space for those looking to escape the isolation of home, office, coffee shops, etc. These share offices offer a suite of office-like amenities such as hot desks, private meetings rooms, kitchens, coffee, and more. So the aim of this co-working space is to feel very comfortable and have a great working atmosphere. I will describe some of the most famous co-working companies in the world. Definitely, WeWork is the leader of co-working spaces in the world. It has more than 800 locations worldwide, mostly in big cities and in the capital cities. These offices are amazing, and they offer a lot of services. And the other one is Regus, which is has a little bit similar business model with WeWork, but behind that, their operation is a little bit different. But both of them are co-working businesses. What is different with TechHub is that in these two companies are commercial businesses, profitable businesses. In our case, we opened as NGO because we know that Debar is a small city and we cannot do a lot of business. But on the other side, we want with payment that people will pay in our offices just to pay the electricity, the rent, and other expenses. Okay, so this is, as I said, these spaces are amazing. So here is an example of WeWork, how it looks like. And this one is an example of Regus. What is our plan for TechHub? Our plan is to build an office with 350 square meters, which is very big for our city, for the region, with a capacity of up to 100 people, with 11 private offices. Our plan for this project is at least 4 years, and after that, if we hope, and if this plan is successfully, we will continue with operation of this co-working space. We are planning to have 9 alternative spaces, like conference rooms, kitchen, entertainment rooms, and other spaces. And currently, until now, we have 5 potential partners. They are not 100% our partners, but they have been cooperating with us up to this point, like Municipality of Debar, Fond of Inovacji, Startup Macedonia, GIS with EU for Growth, Swiss EP, etc. Now we will go in this point, which is very important for us, and are the potential investor. As we said, this is NGO, non-governmental organization, and for building this great office in our city, we need potential investors, and we can categorize them into 3 categories. First of all is municipalities. We have done negotiation with Municipality of Debar, Mavrovo, Rostuše, and Centar Župa. Still not with Peskopia, but our plan is to do it as soon as possible. Our plan is that these municipalities will fund from 20 to 30% of the entire building. And so far we have got very good feedback. We have signed memorandum of co-working, and we are on the last phase of signing the agreement with the municipality, especially the Municipality of Debar. The other potential investor are international organizations, like different embassies. We have contacted some of them. Some of them have limited financing due to the COVID situation. With some of them, we are still in contact, and we are preparing some documentation to apply for their specific investment funds. And also there are European Union is very important potential investors, like the one that is funding this event today. And also there are a lot of relevant programs that our team is looking for them, and we are on the phase of preparation of documentation to apply to these investors. And also there are public institutions like Fond of Inovacji, Ministry of Information and Administration, Ministry of Economics, and etc. Why all of this? Because we really need to have like a mix of investors, maybe 3 or 4 big investors that will invest all of this office. Here are some of the details of how we are planning or the milestone for building and operating of this office. In this year 21, we are planning to finish building the co-working space, signing up with investors, and start working maybe by the end of this year or in the beginning of the next year. For the next year, our aim is for 2022 is to work and fill the capacity of TechHub with private offices, with promote, so all of the offices will be occupied and will be with a lot of people. So that's our aim for the first year. The second year, as we have a lot of people and small startups in the office, we are planning a lot of events, trainings, give possibility to new companies and new startups to sign for incubator programs and help with our experience that we had in the past to new companies so they follow our road. And also the third year is to continue the event that we did previous years and also bring new companies, new startups, new call centers in the city, depending on the experience that we have and the help that we got from our partners. So what is the impact of TechHub in the city or in Debar or in the region? First of all, it improves the ecosystem of Debar, startup ecosystem in Debar and in the region. As most of you know, we have a lot of companies that operate in Debar, like Slice is the biggest one. We are proud to present their history and their success story, which comes from the pizza industry. Also, Sicily's Pizza, it's a little bit smaller. We have a startup or a company that works in the aviation department. We have a company that works in real estate industry, in call center industry. We have a mix of companies or startups that we want to put together and help other new companies and startups to give possibility to open an office or a branch in Debar. By opening a new startups and giving new possibilities to new companies, of course, employment is very good impact, because our aim at the end of this project is to employ within this company as much young people as possible. Networking, normally one of the big impacts is to create a network for all of the people that will be part of this project. We are going to meet a lot of new IT nomads, the people that are traveling from one day to 1 year or whatever, to create a network with the people that will come to present very different events that we are planning from different industries. And of course, indirectly have very good impact in the economy of the Debar and the region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fisnik, for your presentation. If you have any questions regarding this project, you may extend them to Mr. Fisnik. Yes, we have a question.
TechHub for inviting us. I have an essential question. Do you have a approximately financial report of how much will cost this investment? And how you think we can make it the finish, the aim of this TechHub? Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Max. We approximately have a financial projection of how much this project will cost. Here are Sokol and Lindy, the architects that we part of TechHub. We visited a lot of spaces in Debar, And our biggest aim is to have the big office with 350 meters square. And to build that office, it cost approximately 70 to 80,000 euro. Where municipality of Debar, we have a pre-agreement to found 10 years, 4 years with 10,000 euros. Also, municipality of Centar Jupa and Mavrovo, they promise that each of them will fund 5,000. So initially we have 20,000 euro for starting this project. They are not, to be honest, they are not signed, but we have a promise from their team that they will finance. If we will not succeed to have a lot of investment for our plan A, we are going to go with option B, which will be a smaller co-working space. We don't want to do that, but maybe we will be forced to go with a smaller space. But as we promised, we will, by the end of this year or beginning of the next year, we will do one co-working for Debar.
Thank you for everything. This was a beautiful, a very good explanation. I'm very happy to be here. And I appreciate all efforts that Debar is giving, the young gives to Debar and those who participate. My question to you is, you mentioned that you are a nonprofit. And in nonprofit, you will accept people who will do business in those offices. Based on the management, how you will manage profit and nonprofits.
Okay, thank you. We are a non-profitable organization to build this office. So as soon as we build, we will have one big co-working space and like 11 private offices. So people that will pay for these offices are businesses, commercial businesses. And with the money that we will get for their rent, we just need to pay the rent, electricity, one employee, or other operational expenses. What they do or how they will operate, it's their story. Yeah, like we may have a company that is generating millions of euros within this space. Yeah. So, yeah.
All private companies are
Yeah.
there, whatever
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, our team will give priority to small startups that are not well funded, and it will work like a kind of incubator to help them raise up to a phase for 1 year or 2 years. But we are not limited to other companies as well. As soon as they are not non-traditional businesses like startups or young companies, maybe small call centers. Yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you. But the other thing is you mentioned that you will be founded, you have a promise that they will give you whatever you want for your expenses. But in the meantime, you said that we will go to the plan B.
Yeah.
If you will not reach that agreement. Do you have a plan B that you will ask other private companies that will help you get to the point that you start?
Yeah, a lot of events in Debar in the region are founded especially by our people that live in United States or in Europe. So this time we don't want to push them to give grants or financial helps to build this office. But if we get stuck, we may need some help for X amount, but we really want to use relevant programs, help from the municipalities and public organization. And if we cannot success with this institution, then we will continue the next level. So our aim is to provide infrastructure for our people that live abroad so they can open businesses here, not to take their money to build our office. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
I can see that we have questions from Jakob online.
Yes. Thank you very much. I got the message from Fisnik yesterday, so I responded right away. Happy to be here. I wish I was there with you in Debar. I'll be next time. So I'm Jacob Modir. I represent the Swiss Entrepreneurship Project. I'm responsible for the 5 Western Balkan countries, including North Macedonia. This is a very important initiative that you are onto. I've talked to Fisnik and his colleagues many times now, both in Debar and Skopje and in Tirana last time about it. I would like to say and build on the previous comment from one of the people in the audience, which brought up the missing investor, and that's the private sector. I would really recommend that you reconsider and get some private sector actors involved early on, and I will explain why. There are 2 reasons. Whenever you leave it to the public sector to fund, it comes with risks. It's a bit unpredictable. The private sector is always more long-term thinking. The other reason I would say your case will be much easier when you stand in front of an embassy or any other public institution if you have public sector support financially already in the proposal. It will send a completely different message. You will be very different in your proposal than many others that go looking for grants. Because yes, I understand why you like to use the word investor, but the embassy will never be an investor in the co-working space. There will be a public entity that might give you a grant to fund a certain construction or activity, purchase of equipment, or even operational costs. But the bottom line, if you look historically, when it comes to business support organizations and structures in all the Western Balkans, if the private sector is not involved in ownership and operations, it's almost guaranteed you will fail. You can look at any business center, any business incubator, any regional development agency in any of these countries. It is sustainability is not achieved. I'm sure any other co-working space that you have looked at, also in the region, if you go to Tirana and you look at Coolab, it's completely private. If you look at the Still Creative Hub Tirana, completely private. All right, so just to reconsider that. And then while I'm at it, just to reiterate what we are here for as Swiss Entrepreneurship Program, we are here to support you in any shape and form without the financial part. We don't do that part. We will help you with strategy. We will help you in the programming. We'll help you with anything when it comes to operational capacity building. And of course, we will be more than happy to link you with peers in the region and beyond. All right, so that you can have continuous conversations with people like yourself who is starting down this long road of local economic development and using the hub as your, how should we say, center of this activity. So again, we're here for you. Thanks again for the invite, and looking forward to our next meeting. Cheers.
Thank you, Jacob. You already helped us a lot until now. We appreciate it. And yeah, we will be in the contact in the future until we complete this project and during its operation. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Faleminderit.
Thank you very much. We have another questions coming from the platform online. Okay, then we have no question. We move forward. We move to the second part of the meeting. I will ask 2 questions to the panelists, and they will have 8 minutes to respond to each question. We have panelists both online and here live. So I would like to continue with the online panelists. In this case, I would like to continue with Mr. Božidar Đorevski. Mr. Božidar, I hope that you can hear me well.
Yes, yes. Are you hearing me well also?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Dear Mr. Božidar, you are in charge of a co-working space in Ohrid since July 2020. So you have opened this space in the largest peak of COVID, when we had limitations of crossing the borders and when the entire world was closed. But you successfully managed to attract people in your offices, many startups and IT nomads. What are the key factors of your success, and which interesting facts about your joint space can you share with us from Ohrid? Thank you.
First of all, thank you very much for having me. It is a pleasure and honor to be part of this panel. All my regards to the TechHub project in Debar, and I wish much success to it, and looking forward to collaborate, help and build this ecosystem in the Southeast region. Cowork Ohrid started like an idea mid 2019, and while I was searching for for exact space where to start the project, it was still no Corona time. It was before it was the second half of 2019. With finding such a place and starting with the reconstruction of a former administrative building, the project scope for reconstruction was going around 3 months projected, just before the Corona started. And that's when everything went downhill. You can imagine we made the investments for reconstructing and buying all the equipment and furniture. When the Corona started, all the as well as the marketing plan and promotion plan for highlighting like hashtag don't work from home, co-workation, work and travel, visit Ohrid, and it all went away because of the Corona, because the whole world was doing the exact opposite, stay at home, keep social distancing and everything. Nevertheless, it was a challenge also with the constructions because of the restrictions. So the development, instead of 3 months, went up to 7. And it was like March was a big moment for us to decide either to continue or hold or leave this project for a better time or just cancel it. But anyhow, it was a bold decision to move forward and complete it, even without the prospects or hope to make any profit in certain time because of the corona. At least we never knew last year that the time frame that corona will come, and unfortunately we're still in this pandemic now. And yeah, the whole world is looking forward to the end of this. We completed the project at June 2020 and started without any opening, the grand opening, promotion, marketing, because it was in the peak of corona. No events were allowed, all restrictions and everything. We have placed in the whole Coworking area disinfectants, regular disinfecting, and practicing distance between the space of the working spaces of desks in the co-work. And with having just a few people, close friends and relatives mostly, starting in the business to much more to support us and the idea than other. It was an interesting moment that from word of mouth and just our presence on the global map of co-work spaces on several global platforms, we had people coming by themselves. Most interesting fact was for last year, it was the most frequent digital nomads or foreigners visiting Coworking were from Israel, and mostly from European countries and Australasia, so New Zealand, Australia, Thailand, and people were, even in Corona time, looking for such places to go and spend their time outside of, I would say, mainstream or mostly renowned holiday areas. Or Macedonia is an undiscovered pearl in the world of digital nomad tourism, and it's a big thing coming up as the way remote work is changing the way we work, and replacing the conventional 8 to 4 or 9 to 5, 5 days a week concept. I find, and my project is speaking for itself, that it's a really a prospective thing, not only for as a business, but for the economy and for tourism at all for Macedonia. I would say that promoting this kind of business with the help of non-government institutions and even government institutions would bring so much more for the region and the nation itself. A lot of people are shifting and coming back to work from home. Even people from Macedonia that have left the country and work for international companies or even working remote, they find it now convenient to come back and live at their hometown. And having such places would be a big boost for the ecosystem. Also, startups, communication and collaboration between like-minded individuals, creative, IT, everything regarded with digital workplace, or all could be combined together and get a completely different output that would boost the economy a lot of times more. So I think it was a bold step for us to go forward in the time of Corona. We still don't have any events happening because we respect the restrictions and practice social distancing and keeping all of our members and the society safe from Corona. Anyhow, we are fortunately almost full, and we have 350 square meters of net space in Ohrid, and currently expanding another 80. And we're, as I said, almost full. We have a reservation for our last office starting from this December. So yeah, we are. I think it's a great idea to expand and to pursue this kind of ecosystem.
Thank you very much, Mr. Božidar, for your inspirational speech. Now we move forward with Mr. Alin Musliu. Mr. Alin Musliu, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Дали се слушаме? Mr. Božidar, if you could mute your microphone so we can move forward to Mr. Ali.
Okay, can you listen to me?
Yes.
Dear Mr. Alin, on the basis of your experience in Gostivar, what is your advice? What can you give us as an advice to the TechHub in Debar? What conditions do the businesses need from the co-work space in order to support and
Okay. First of all, I'm grateful to you for inviting me to be part of this event. I sincerely hope that you will have lots of success and you will be able to achieve your plans. I believe that before I continue with answering the question, I want to add up that earlier on I did raise my hand and I wanted to connect with what Mr. Jacob said about you cooperating with the private sector together while cooperating with the public sector. This is something that we did when we decided to open Cowork. So I strongly believe that having the private sector on your side, at least one company, would be a great benefit, and you will have an upper hand when discussing with possible investors from the public sector or from different NGOs or embassies. Now, I want to share with you the history of Cowork Gostivar, like why did we decide to open this space and what happened in the very beginning, because I believe it can help you understand the concept and understand what exactly you should be careful of and what you should plan while implementing your idea. I have always believed that we should implement projects that are beneficial for the society, but not just because we think that's the best thing to do. We should always strive to analyze, to discuss, and to make a research with the stakeholders before we even start implementing our project. So we at TechHub, whenever we have an idea that we think we should implement it, we always try to have meetings and we discuss about those ideas so that we can see if everyone agrees, what other opinions there are, what challenges there might be. So as part of TechHub, we decided to make an IT project called TechHub, not TechHub, but TechHub, where we thought that we can help young people, students from high schoolers, understand the logic of programming and try to get involved, because we believe that the IT sector is getting developed a lot and the IT companies need lots of young people that can be employed at them. However, the younger generations are not that much informed about these opportunities. That's why we created TechHub, which was one of the most successful projects that we have had by now. We have had more than 5 semesters and more than 120 students overall during 3 years when we implemented TechHub. We understood that TechHub was a great project where we individually taught younger generations how to code and how to think in the sense of programming. However, something was lacking. Like, we thought that they need a platform where they can cooperate with one another, because we saw that as a team, they can aim for much higher successes. So what we did was we decided to make another project called Techathon, which is a hackathon, which is a competition that lasts for 24, 30, or 36 hours, or some places 48 hours. And in our case, we decided to have a competition for 30 straight hours where students, high school students, will gather and make teams of 2 to 5 people and work collectively in a team to come up with an idea that will get them a chance to win one of the prizes that are there. And we had a very successful project where by the end of the project, there were winners, there were lots of wonderful emotions from the youngsters, and we could see that they really felt that as a team, they could come up with wonderful ideas. And that was it. After that, we met with the same teams day and day after, like in the city, but they were lacking something. Like, their idea just stopped there because they didn't have the resources to do something more. Like, they didn't have a space where they could continue cooperate in a more professional way so that they can expand their ideas and make it and transform it into a startup. So their ideas, let's say, died or stopped with the finishing of the project. That made me think, and together with me, the entire group, of where was the problem. So how can we solve this issue of getting to the next level? So from TechHub individual courses, moving on to Techathon, teamwork on different ideas, and then what next? We thought that we came up with the idea of building a co-working space in Gostivar because we believe that it was the missing piece of the puzzle. So after those 2 projects, this would be the final project that would give the young generations a chance to team up and to try to develop their ideas into startups so that they can continue becoming young entrepreneurs. We discussed with local companies, we discussed with the municipalities, with NGOs. So in the end, we had the municipality of Gostivar as one of our partners. We had World Chicago. They had a grant during the COVID crisis. We applied initially with another idea. We wanted to make a conference, but since everything stopped because of the coronavirus, then we contacted them and asked them if we could change our idea from the conference to a co-working space. They accepted, and then we also had a local company, Lucky Media, as a third sponsor of our space. So we worked for 9 months approximately, from March up until the new year, so that we of 2020, so that we can come up with a very professional co-working space that will fill the needs of the younger generations in our city. Although at October last year we had a ready place that everyone could use, we decided for the last few months of the year to have an open call for every interested parties to come up and have a try of our co-working space. In January, we did the official opening, and since then, this is the 11th month where we are working with different individuals, different companies, and we are continually trying to discuss with them if there is the need to make any change or to remove something that bothers them or to include something new. I believe that every city needs a co-working space. That's something that I felt before opening the space, and I still feel now that that co-working Gostivar is fully functional. I also think that the co-working managers or the entity that will manage co-work should be a social enterprise. It should not be a business, a profitable business, but it should be an NGO, non-profitable in the sense of becoming a social enterprise, which means that it can give invoices to the tenants so that they can make payments, but it's not going to be profitable for the managers. And that's the idea that we have here at Cowork. So Cowork is part of YEP, which is an NGO, and we have very affordable prices, which help us to focus on the long-term sustainability for Cowork. It's also very important for you to have very, very specific contracts with the tenants. Co-working ideas are very common in the world, but it's something very new in the Balkan, I believe. It's still something that it will take some time until people get used to it and becomes part of our tradition. Right now, it's something new, something that they don't understand, and then you have to teach them of how and why and why. So we have very specific contracts with all the tenants. It doesn't matter for how long they plan to stay. We make these contracts because we want to teach them and we want them to understand the concept of co-work so that they can be our marketing hand, let's say, helping us to spread the idea of co-work. It's also very important to have exact rules of how to use each space, each supply and everything, so that we make sure that the long-term sustainability is intact. Because if we just let it open so that everyone can decide by themselves what is the best way to make use of the equipment or the space, then there might be confusion and there might be conflicts between tenants. So that's why at Cowork Gostivar we try to make a wonderful working atmosphere, and we try to respect each other so that everyone has their own space, but at the same time everyone can have a chance to make new friends and to expand their network and maybe come up with new ideas or with new partnerships. I think this was enough.
Faleminderit zot.
Thank you for your answer and presentation regarding co-work governance. Would like to call Mr. Butrit. Slides a successful story. Born in Debar and succeed internationally, which showed that in our town, other startups may arise, successful ones. What can you recommend to the entrepreneurs from the Debar region? Thank you very much for the invitation. I would like to wish you a successful initiative. Thank you, Startup Macedonia, for the support of this event. What would I recommend? This is a region which, as you all know, is isolated and cut off. But we are all witnesses that technology is evolving, and this impacts the growth of the new generation. They automatically think out of the box. They do not think locally. They have started thinking on a global level using technology and technology growth. It's easier now to start implementing different ideas that we come up, and also I can see a few people I know personally from Slice. They have great potential, and I would like to recommend them to continue. And all to start implementing their ideas. Because it's not easy to implement an idea. Actually, it is pretty difficult to take initiative and to realize your idea. If you have an idea as a potential entrepreneur, you don't need to keep it waiting. You need to take steps to realize it. By improving the technology, it's much easier to apply to global markets. Using this technology, the market is globalized, and it's very easy to apply these ideas on the global markets. We have the Slice example. We have many other examples of how we, people from Debar, have succeeded to apply on these markets. Artem Kuchishta is one of them, and some other entrepreneurs who have succeeded enormously in providing services. Very recently, as I said, we will have more new entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs whose ideas will start getting implemented, and these will be competitive with their services and ideas at the international markets. I would like to recommend people not to hesitate. Every impediment and every challenge they're facing should be a lesson and the way towards the higher level, because entrepreneurs are people who do not talk about problems. They are talking about solutions, gradual solutions. They're moving forward at any cost. They're giving solutions. They promote the ideas. They bring people together. They bring the community together. They offer their products on the market. Of course, the chance for profit is there, but the chance for profit of the entire community is opening. This is why please do not wait with your ideas. Start realizing them. Start small, maybe. Use your chance. Use your chance on the global markets. For example, the idea of Elon Musk, how to colonize Mars. He hasn't succeeded yet, but as we can see, he's doing bold, successful steps towards meeting that goal. Also, we need to do small steps, but with a goal in front of us. And with this initiative, I hope that I will add on to the second question with tech hubs and common spaces which are necessary for us to promote our region on the international market. So everybody knows the potential we offer. So everybody would know that we have successful people, and so that we all contribute to the development of our region. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Butrint, for your motivational response for all the entrepreneurs that are following us now. Mr. Fisnik, within the Tech Hub, besides the joint spaces for work, what is your vision? Thank you, Adisa. Co-working is just a part of this project. Co-working is an infrastructure for the plans Butrint mentioned. We are inheritors of something that started in this town from long ago. I would like to greet Adrian Borova, who was the first from this town who employed young people here. And he used to work in the US when we didn't even know what a call center is and what working from home meant. This was 10 years ago. We, as the young of this town, the young people that love this town, we continue contributing to build the infrastructure and the network for the new businesses, for the potential growth of this town. We have enormous vision. Debar as a startup town as renowned in the region. We have successful stories in Estonia, let's say, who became very famous for the IT industry. They have strategy, they have plan, and they're working towards implementing this plan. So co-working is only a joint working area where you give the chance to young people with vision. In Debar, there are successful people coming from different industries. Besides Lice, there are other companies we already mentioned, but the idea is not sufficiently promoted. At least within our peers in Europe and in the world, they all come here to visit their families, but they leave not having the chance to open new companies and new working positions. And we should offer our diaspora this. We are attempting to for companies in many industries regarding if they're coming from finance or operations to come here and operate from Debar. Next, education, as Jacob said, and other partners, which will help us not only not financially but in training. That is something similar as in effect as financing. When these young people will have the chance to visit training in programming, marketing, sales, investment, investor management would be of great assistance to them, because not many people will have the chance to visit such programs, only our local youth. all people will be in the same spot. We're included in joint startups and joint businesses. And when all the young people will be set at the same place in the same spot, this will provide a chance for success. They will provide ideas, they will further get motivated, and indirectly we will continue moving forward, not leaving the chance for young people, for young talented people with capacity to be left behind. Instead of moving to Skopje, they will be able to work from these offices or from home. This is why I would like to sublimate co-working will be an office where young people will have the chance to work in modern conditions, and this will provide a great impact for the town and the vicinity. Thank you very much, Fisnik. Now let's turn back to the panelists, which are online. Mr. Božidar, you are using technological devices in your co-working areas, and this is why you're reducing the expenses. What is your experience? What do you recommend to TechHub Debar regarding this?
I have always pictured a co-working space as a fully digitalized establishment, a place where you have an unconventional experience of space, belonging, collaboration, networking, and perfect combination of work time, focus, and relaxation. When I say relaxation, it's not like a relaxation on sitting on a beach or enjoying your time in nature, but when you're relaxed and you're in a relaxing environment, you're more happy, more productive, more focused, and less procrastinating. And that's what a co-working place needs to offer and needs to be. To succeed in that, every other thing that the members, every other thing that a member has intention of regarding their time spent in a co-working should be made as effortless, easy and simple, efficient, and with minimum time consumption. When you involve technology to streamline that, it's both win-win situation. We are using an online platform for making reservations and membership selection, payment on several possible platforms, so credit cards, Payoneer, soon also crypto. So we have implemented a smart access system, a wireless access system. So there are smart door locks on every door in the facility, integrated with the payment system and granting internet access, as well as getting instant access codes for users dedicated into specific co-working areas. Also available with fingerprint, RFID, or PIN codes. When you make your reservation and payment, you automatically get an instant code for access certain areas, a code for internet Wi-Fi access. Also, our warming and cooling ACs are all on a smart platform, a smart printer. Everything is integrated and working seamlessly to make as less of effort doing any possible job other than the job and tasks a member would have. We have we have outsourced our cleaning to a service company, and I can easily say that until now we are currently operating with no employees. It's only my minimal engagement into the induction process for introducing the space and the usage of the facility, the coffee machines, and where the coffee, snacks, and drinks are put in. So more or less, the place is running by itself with minimal engagement, either from my side and from my and from the members. It leaves all the members and also for myself to concentrate on all of the tasks, as I'm also engaged in 3 other business developments, and also to spend some scarce but enough family time with my 3 children and wife. So I would definitely recommend using smart technology at the maximum possible way to make it as much effortless and to improve all the members' tasks and engagement in the co-work space. Yeah, that will be that.
Thank you, Mr. Bojdar, for your detailed response. Now we continue with Mr. Ali Musliu. I would like to ask you for a shorter answer because we are running a bit late in our agenda. We're continuing with the same question, Mr. Island. How can you attract young talents? How do you attract talent, and how do you foster cooperation in your hub? How can we create synergy between the members using this joint co-work space?
First of all, I want to connect with what Bojdar said, that it's very important to include everything as much as you can with smart technologies. We also have fingerprint integration, and I spent the minimum efforts to run the entire space. That's why it's also a contribution of mine. Like I don't have a salary for managing the space, and I don't spend more than 2-3 hours for the entire week. Everything is very understandable. You only need to spend a little more time in the beginning just so that you can explain everything, so that they understand the concept, so that you make sure that the tenant is fully aware of what they are getting, what are their responsibilities. And after that, everything should be very seamless, where you focus on, let's say, advancing the space or developing or bringing any new ideas. I believe that regarding the question that you asked, it's a long process. It will take some time until you make people fully aware of the co-working concept, and there are many misconceptions. And for example, we have the issue of visitors, of clients, tenant clients, where they simply, although we have a sign at the door that you should not knock the door because you don't know who should be the one that will open the door, because we don't know who is the tenant that you need. That's why you should always connect with the tenant before you enter the space, so that the tenant can open up the door for you. But still, whenever we have a visitor, they will knock at the door because, you know, it's the office of the person that I'm looking for. And they don't understand that, okay, it is, but it's not only his or her office, it's the office of many other tenants as well. So you should not just knock at the door, but you should wait for that tenant to come and open the door for you. And then just when you enter the space, you should be very quiet, because there are many other tenants as well. You should not interrupt their business and atmosphere. And this is something that sometimes bothers us. Like in the beginning, it was more problematic, but we are getting used to it, and we are trying to educate the tenants so that they educate their clients before they enter the space, because they would just come inside and start screaming and talking very out loud and everything, so the other tenants would be bothered by their presence. So these are a few concepts that you need to worry about, so that you have a co-working space that works very professionally. You should implement different strategies in order for you to attract younger generations and attract new talents. One of the things that you can do is, for example, I don't know what concept you are trying to implement, like at the co-working space or beside the private offices, but at the co-working area, for example, for the companies that are here as tenants, we offer free space for the younger generations, for the interns. For example, if a company wants to have an intern, they don't have to pay for the intern, but they can use one space for that intern, so that we have a win-win situation. In one area, the company will get new talent without having additional costs. On the other side, we will motivate the younger generations to become more proactive and to get better professionally by being directly involved with the company, so that they can get employed into that company. Another thing can be for you to discuss with the companies that are going to be part of the co-working space, to see what are their company needs. For example, if you have a company that needs someone who is good at design, you should make a course or training where you can educate, where you can have students or younger people that can go through that training, and in the end they will be employable for the companies that you have on your co-working space. So that can be like an intermediary between you and you acting as a connection, as a bridge between the companies that you have and between the unemployed younger generations that we have. So you could also organize different courses, or you could organize hackathons, for example, like we are doing right now. This can be interesting events and interesting ideas, so that you are directly involved in the process of developing the co-working space, so that we don't just sit back and wait for the tenants to come and become part of our co-working space. Like, we have to think of different strategies, and by now these are the strategies that we have come up with, and these are the strategies that have worked. And if I have any other ideas, I will be very glad to share them with you. And if you have also other ideas, it would be very beneficial for you to share with us, because this is a very new concept in our place, and we have to try to innovate. We have to be one step before everyone else. So just to be short, I think that's enough.
Thank you very much, Arlene.
Thank you, Mr. Alit. Mr. Butrint, in your experience, what do you need in the Debar region in the country in order to promote entrepreneurship and to increase the number of businesses? What should be the role of TechHub in this? Thank you, Adisa. What do you need? What does the region need? I believe that the Debar region has a great need of defining the ecosystem. All entrepreneurs need to be better organized in order for us to get a better picture for the region. We want to know the potential of this region regarding the human capital, regarding the sources. We need to define everything much better. You all know that Arben, Fisnik, all of them give added value to this region with their potential. And it's very easy that this region should be elevated to a higher position with the startup initiative. These people gain experience. These are young people, but they have long working experience. We have good high school programmers. Some of the people coming from this region are world renowned, and I think that many other young people that will get promoted through the experience that they will gain in our company. Regarding to the entrepreneurs, they will have the need to better organize the ecosystem, as I said, and the TechHub should play a key role, as Adit said, not only in providing joint spaces for work, but also in promoting the organization of events, of networking, of these potential entrepreneurs in order for them to promote themselves and the region globally. TechHub should also play an important role in the development of the programs for the youths that need to gain initial experience as interns, let's say. Maybe English courses, because the English language is it's a must in the international market. Also programming courses in different areas. I remember, for example, in 2010, when we started Slice, as a startup, it was quite difficult for us to operate without offices, to organize ourselves. We worked in miserable conditions. Such were the conditions then. However, if we had a tech hub in Debar, it would have been so much easier for us to develop. We would have developed much sooner, especially regarding our services we offer, especially the services that we offer for our partner in the US. So TechHub should now play a key role for the promotion of startups in the region, to organize different courses for building up knowledge in the youth. And I hope that Fisnik will not change his mind and will continue pushing this in the future in order to enable this town the chance for the young professionals to have their chance to exchange ideas and experience, and to assist startups to develop. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Butrint. Mr. Fisnik, what would you offer young startups in the region and broader? Thank you, Disa. What can we as TechHub, where I am only part of the large family of people, what would I help to young people part of this region? We are calling all young people to come and join us, to work together with us. Regarding the startups, with our experience we gained from previous startups, or similar experience we have gained, we can share with them. For example, with one startup which is part of our company, we are participating in 2 programs, APIF in Tirana and 2 Sivus in Macedonia. These are the 2 biggest accelerators in their respective countries, in Albania and Macedonia. How can we help other startups? The experience we gain through the programs we can share with them. The procedures that we follow, we will share with them in the future or to the new companies. This is how we can help as TechHub. The municipality, the mayor, we wish the two candidates success after the elections, and we hope that we will have a successful cooperation, which is necessary to develop for development of the TechHub. The TechHub is specialized for startups in programming and will assist the young. And the third part of the answer is that all the companies which are not directly involved in the TechHub, for example, Slice, we would like to thank Putrit and the others. They don't need us, we need them. And they always respond to our demands. And we have representative from Knauf who meets our demands in order for us to serve the community and to assist the community. All the young people with experience or companies that met success in some field can contribute to the development of the hub. They're welcome to share their experiences as a reference point, as a chance to develop. Thank you all. Thank you to the panelists for sharing their experiences. Now we go to the third part of this session, where you as audience, as physical audience can ask questions. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Roland. You know me as a person who dabbles in economy in the city regarding startups. And with the TechHub, I have certain opinions I would like to share regarding this, because I think it's necessary that this initiative should be promoted in this town. All of you presented the benefits one gains from such cooperation. In the beginning, we had the question whether do you need the public sector involved in this initiative? This is a multidimensional impact such projects, such TechHub have. Considering their impact, the public sector should be involved and should be most interested in this, because we, as a small town and a rural zone, and faced with the fact that more young people are moving out to centers of economy and of business abroad. And I hope that such an initiative will retain the youths at home long-term, yielding in economic success and development. Regarding the private business, it's understandable why this is important and profitable for them. It is because they shouldn't spend money to rent office spaces, to buy printers or other devices. So part of the money they use to start the business, they already have the appliances there and they can reuse money in other purposes. All the expenses are avoided. And other benefits to the private sector is that the young people, observing that other peers are joining these hubs, will join and exchange experience, and other businesses can use these young people's experiences, implement them in their companies. Regarding to the public sector, I believe that's important for it to be included in the Tech Hub, because besides economic growth, this may stimulate the tourist growth as offering and promoting the area as a tourist location for the IT nomads. Debar may become a place that offers work and as well as a chance to go sightseeing. Also, I believe that this would impact the ecology and the environmental sector. People won't spend money for commuting. The expenses will be reduced because the vicinity of the location is near. You don't need to, let's say, heat various different offices. They will use joint heating, and the gain is for all. You say you have 10 offices with a limited chance for and these will support and foster the economic growth of the town. And this is why the public sector should observe this hub as a positive thing for the community. Thus sustaining a long-term environmental and economic growth. I was really taken 30 years back now, when 3 or 4 people from Debar bought the first computers, and we were dreaming about the things you're talking about now. We were dreaming of Debar as a smart city, and this is a step towards this dream. I hope that soon Debar will become such a city. I hope in only a few years from now, exactly through your initiatives and through your applications, people will be able to order from restaurants, smart park, and all other services you used to get with physical presence. Also, I would like to talk about the cooperation between the NGOs, institutions, and the municipality. We all want to attract European funds to the project that are significant and may aid the development of our country. But not a single association or organization has the capacity to apply individually on such projects, let's say green transport, etc. This is why we need to apply jointly through partnership between the municipality, the institutions, the companies, universities, etc. So we need to create consortiums in order to succeed to attracting such funds. This is why your initiative would serve as a chance for these people to meet, to discuss these plans, Ali said in Gostuvar, to fit all the pieces of the puzzle. So everybody must join, both the public and the private sector. Thank you, Mr. Very short question, very short answer. So TechHub is the name of the company, and the goal is to serve as an office that would enable cooperation. We have previous cooperation. We had talked with other companies like Ecomat. They have ideas that they want to implement in Debar and the Debar region. We're not limited only to technology, but also we have associations and institutions. They are all welcome to together prepare a project to develop the region. Thank you. Do we have other questions coming from the audience online? Do we have questions from the followers online? Okay, then. As I see no hands raised for questions, I believe that we may commence. If there are no comments, then as the last section of this event, very shortly, we have prepared a summary of the experiences and the advice that we heard from the panelists. The concept of co-working space or to a joint space for working, where people with their common activities work in a joint area. This is a style of operating that enables sharing office space for individual activities. Unlike common offices, these joint offices are spaces where people coming from different companies and organizations work together, which is attractive for people that travel a lot. It also opens the chance to socially share between people, to share common values. This space is a chance where people with their activities contribute in the same physical area, which improves the ecosystem of a country. This is an ecosystem that fosters cooperation, creating a community that is functional. And it's recommendable that before opening such a space, you should previously set such a community. This is something that we lack in the town. We need this in our society. People working there may be of different ages. They may come from different professions, from different industry. They may work individually or in groups. You can organize workshops, conferences, meetings, as well as set projects. This is a space that will be set in a peaceful, quiet part of the town with amenities in the close vicinity. Everything that you need to feel comfortable and that will make you more focused and productive. This is something that should be offered in such a joint working space. We all saw that co-working contributes to develop tourism because it enables all both to work and as well to visit the town. Just to make a startup during pandemics, it's pretty difficult. So we need to have great motivation and support in order to succeed. But also during pandemics, co-working in Ohrid met a great success. And from the panelists' stories, we saw that it contributed to the ecosystem in their respective towns. The entity shouldn't be a profitable business, but a socially social entrepreneurship in order for us to have a long-term sustainability and to create a positive working atmosphere, offering affordable prices for rent of these offices as co-working does in Ohrid, Gostivar, and in other places. I would like to thank you all that are following live and online. I would like to thank the panelists. I would like to thank you for sharing your experiences with us. These were special, inspirational experiences. I would like to thank you for your recommendations. I hope that we will implement them at the best way possible. Thank you, Adisa. I would like to inform you that after the event, we will have the chance to talk. Thank you. Thank you for those who were following us online.